People over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
For money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money.
Let this, and myself, we helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in the sport of boxing.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
And it took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like within lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now
The fight community isn't staying quiet about Mayweather's recent behavior. From questionable exhibition matchups to growing talk of unpaid obligations, Floyd's once invincible reputation appears to be unraveling quickly. And it all traces back to a harsh reality that's picking up momentum. He could be running out of money.
We got Floyd Mayweather back in the real estate news again. This guy's on an acquisition spree like I haven't seen in a long time. You got to remember, in October, he bought a portfolio of multifamily properties in around Manhattan for $402 million. Well, this time he went all in on office property for a $10 billion portfolio. I got this out of Real Deal, by the way. Now, some of these properties listed are 410 10th Avenue and Hudson Yards. You got Jersey City's Harborside Office Complex. You've got the Aon Center in Chicago and the old post office.
Oscar De La Hoya, who has shared a fierce rivalry with Floyd both in competition and beyond it, isn't easing up on his criticism. He's always been direct when speaking about Mayweather, and now he's intensifying his remarks. De La Hoya believes Floyd is doing whatever he can to keep his name in circulation. From Oscar's perspective, while Mayweather was still competing, the earnings were enormous and non-stop. That steady stream of income supported a flashy lifestyle, high-priced designer watches, rare luxury vehicles barely driven, private aircraft customized with personal details, and club appearances where cash was handed out freely. But Oscar insists that kind of spending was never realistic for the long haul, especially without those massive multi-million-dollar fight payouts continuing to arrive.
I love bringing people into my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
He sees Mayweather's persona as something propped up by massive, high-risk fight purses. The business ventures Floyd often references, broad claims about towering developments overseas, precious metal operations, clothing brands, and nightlife investments, don't appear to generate the level of revenue needed to sustain the empire he created. Recently, Oscar even addressed him publicly online, urging him to step away while there's still a reputation worth safeguarding. He pointed out that Floyd is now 50, a historic figure in boxing, and questioned why he continues participating in these exhibition bouts. He acknowledged that maintaining a lifestyle can be costly, but insisted that protecting one's legacy should come first.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
That moment wasn't the only time De La Hoya publicly challenged him. In 2018, after Canelo Alvarez finalized a record-setting $365 million partnership with DAZN, Oscar was celebrating as Golden Boy Promotions secured what was considered the largest contract in boxing at the time. Rather than applaud the milestone, Mayweather dismissed it, stating he could generate that amount from a single matchup. Oscar reacted immediately. Speaking with TMZ, he sharply criticized Floyd, accusing him of attempting to distract from Canelo's achievement. He questioned why, just as Canelo unveiled such a historic agreement, Floyd would surface to minimize it, suggesting the move was meant to redirect attention and take away from the accomplishment.
In the sport of boxing, when we talk about loyalty, when you look at Canelo, Did Steven Espinoza and the Showtime team let this, and myself, we helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do?
Those remarks went beyond a promoter standing up for his athlete. They carried a personal edge. Now, as various issues surface, property controversies, legal pressure, and tax complications, Oscar maintains that Floyd has left himself with few options. He suggests that no polished statements or flashy jewelry can deflect the situation this time. In his view, Mayweather is struggling to communicate with his supporters because doing so would require acknowledging difficulties on multiple fronts: financial strain, personal stress, and public scrutiny.
New real estate deal is going to make him $300 million a month. You see that?
Yeah.
Now, the fact that he pointed out was that everybody knows that he got his own capital, which is, money, right? But he still leveraged other people's money. So now he's making $300 million a month. Well, he's going to, that's going to be his plan. So, just like I said, back to your example, right? The Airbnb. You get a place. I mean, there's a couple ways to do Airbnb. You can do it so where you're with it.
Eddie Hearn has weighed in as well. Though his tone isn't as fiery as De La Hoya's, his perspective carries significant credibility. Hearn has openly questioned the state of Floyd's wealth. He highlights the extreme level of spending, collections of Bugattis, gambling sessions reaching 6 figures in a single night, several properties with enormous maintenance expenses, and poses a straightforward concern. What kind of return could realistically sustain that pace? During a conversation with GRM Daily, Hearn stated, "I don't think he's got the money." He added that he doesn't necessarily believe Floyd requires it, but when someone maintains such an expensive way of living, constantly spending at that scale, it naturally raises questions.
The art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes their legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
But
I don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money. But when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending,
it's a lot of
Mayweather has repeatedly said his wealth remains intact, portraying the exhibition appearances as something he enjoys rather than something he depends on, insisting the motivation isn't financial. Addressing the backlash, he remarked, "I was born to be a fighter. I'll always be a fighter." Yet others close to the situation are telling a different story.
So one day, somebody, because I don't have social media on my phone. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibition." No, Eddie don't believe that now.
But Eddie will say some shit like that now.
Eddie will say some shit. But no, but one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear. Me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20. Anything less.
Earlier this year, Gervonta Tank Davis, who once trained under Floyd, stated that Mayweather had been taken into custody in Dubai due to outstanding debts. The statement caused widespread surprise. Although Floyd's team strongly rejected the claim, the rumor persisted. Gervonta isn't alone in suggesting Mayweather faces financial trouble. The Paul brothers have consistently and loudly accused him of deceit.
People over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too.
Logan Paul, who went up against Mayweather in a huge exhibition match back in 2021, has been outspoken about not receiving his full payment. He says he is still owed roughly $5 million from the fight. Mayweather boasted about making over $30 million from that event, but Logan claims the payments were never completed. "My brother got himself a jet. This is what went down when you fought Mike Tyson. I fought Floyd Mayweather, and he straight up ripped me off. He still owes me," Logan explained in a recent video. "Pay me that money first, then maybe I can think about getting a jet."
Sick. Oh, it's so sick. So this is what happens when you fight Mike Tyson, huh? I fought Floyd, he just robbed me. He still owes me money. Floyd, bro, pay me my money so I could get a jet. Dude, that's crazy.
That comment was deliberate. Jake Paul recently purchased his own jet after earning $20 million from his bout with Mike Tyson. Logan had hoped to do the same, but says he can't, claiming Floyd never paid him. This isn't just a minor gripe. It's a direct critique of Floyd's reputation. If the fighter who built his career on big paydays is still dodging payments, what does that imply about his brand? The Paul brothers argue that Floyd fears exposing the cracks in his image of wealth. He's terrified of losing the money facade, Jake said on his podcast. Floyd was one of the best boxers of his era, no doubt, but fame doesn't last forever. Legacy doesn't cover expenses. It's a harsh reality, yet one that's starting to gain traction in the boxing community. Fans are beginning to see beyond the undefeated record and notice a man holding on to a rapidly shrinking empire.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread.
That comes with the territory. To them, that's real money. The money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while for something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
The unfortunate truth is that Floyd's decline isn't only about money. It's also about relevance, perception, and pride. He had the chance to retire as the most accomplished boxer ever, yet instead, he's traveling from one country to another for exhibition bouts against YouTubers, MMA fighters, and social media personalities. The worst part? Most of them don't really respect him. They're chasing the spotlight. Fans argue that Floyd depends on them too, relying on ticket sales, media attention, and maintaining the appearance of success.
In the EWV Rolls Royce, for those that don't know what an EWV is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5", some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out.
Whispers in the boxing world suggest that Floyd is heavily indebted to shadowy investors, people who funded some of his ventures expecting a share of profits that never materialized. Insiders say Mayweather overpromised and underdelivered, now quietly trying to fix the fallout. The real estate scandal could be just the first issue to reach the public, but sources indicate it's only a small part of a larger problem. A former staff member at Mayweather Promotions, speaking anonymously to a UK tabloid, revealed the company is struggling, with most operations now taking place offshore through shell companies linked to exhibition fights. Assets are being sold faster than income is coming in. The source claimed the Mayweather name no longer has the financial foundation it once did. It's all a facade.
What I'm doing right now, that's what I do every day. Shop. Hey, I'm like a couple bucks. Greg, come with me. I didn't get these. Yeah. I did?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I don't give a fuck. We make it that stuff.
Floyd keeps posting online, continuing to talk about building generational wealth, while showing stacks of $500,000 on private jets. But to many viewers, it comes across more like a performance than reality. And the facade keeps cracking as voices like De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, Gervonta, and the Paul brothers continue speaking out. 50 Cent's recent dig wasn't random, it was deliberate, calculated, and aimed straight at the heart of the Mayweather image. The clip he shared wasn't just for laughs, it was about exposing a layer that people have quietly suspected for years. When he wrote, "Damn champ, they caught you, Cap'n," it wasn't only trolling, it was pulling back the curtain and shining a light on the illusion Floyd has spent years crafting. Fifth's always known how to make his jabs hit long term.
Apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Business Insider reported that no such deal appears to have occurred. Floyd recently posted a video on Instagram claiming he bought 6 apartment buildings, stating that they are all his properties with no partners involved. However, Business Insider has contradicted these claims, stating that ownership of the buildings remains unchanged and they are not Mayweather's, as he stated. Many are left questioning why Mayweather would make such a bold, untrue claim about his financial dealings.
Part of the appeal is his knack for timing. He can slip a serious dig into a joke, and this one landed perfectly. That laughter quickly turned into a storm online because the image of Mayweather, the billionaire, the guy who could throw around money like it's nothing, is starting to fracture. The cracks are so obvious now that even his inner circle, including Jeff Mayweather, isn't stepping in to defend him. Their silence, or in Jeff's case, a few revealing truths, says enough. That's the trouble with maintaining illusions. The larger and more elaborate the facade, the harder it becomes to keep it intact.
I've got to ask about this. I don't know if anyone's asked you about your opinion on this, but what do you make of Floyd Mayweather not paying Logan Paul for their fight?
I have no idea of what's going on with that. So I mean, I'm not really gonna speak on it. I mean, he should get paid because the fight's been over and it's been a while. So, I mean, Logan do deserve to get paid. He was there.
Eddie Hearn hasn't stayed quiet either. He didn't mince words. He laid it out clearly. There's no paper trail. There's no real deal. This isn't about jealousy or personal beef. It's about calling out a story that's run its course. In boxing, credibility is everything. When you start making claims about deals worth Manhattan skyscrapers, you don't just risk embarrassment, you chip away at a legacy you built yourself. Floyd's reputation used to be untouchable, undefeated, unmatched. But now, each time he appears on a poster for another exhibition bout abroad, it feels more like a hustle than history. His opponents aren't elite fighters anymore. They're influencers, TikTok stars, and former combat athletes long past their prime. The spectacle is still there, but the respect is slowly draining away.
Floyd now ruining his legacy because he continues to have these sideshow fights, and you know, dudes that wouldn't normally touch him are starting to touch him because Father Time waits for no man. So even the great Floyd, even TBE, is being hit by mediocre people, you know?
Even as Floyd continues cashing in on these exhibition fights, smaller than what he used to earn but still impressive, the pressure from unpaid debts is starting to mount. The Logan Paul situation highlights this perfectly. This wasn't some small, behind-the-scenes bout. It was a massive event with millions at stake. Yet the man he faced is still waiting on his full share. When Logan spoke up, it wasn't just anger. It was disbelief. Because if Floyd Mayweather can't even pay someone he fought alongside, what does that say about him?
A lot of fighters now, when they come over to Mayweather Promotions, everyone, oh, we want a new car, we want a house, we want an apartment. They want everything, but they don't really want to put in the work. And I got to where I got to by putting in the work. But you have to sacrifice something to get something. And that's what these fighters don't want to do. They don't want to sacrifice nothing. When fighters get with Al, we want what Floyd got. We want a private jet.
No, one can take away what Floyd accomplished in the ring, but outside of it, the narrative is shifting. The longer this continues, the real estate controversies, the exhibition stunts, the unpaid debts, the harder it is to recall the greatness he once had. Even the most legendary stories can get buried under all the noise. And right now, Floyd is generating plenty of it. But it's not the kind of attention that earns respect. It's the kind that demands it. That's not the legacy he should have. Left behind. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more.